On today's video, let's talk about flagships, as flagships are one of the most important thing in Infinite Galaxy. They lead the charge of your fleet. In this video, I want to show you 3 flagships I'm working on, why I'm working on them, what decisions were made along the way to develop these flagships, which potential other options you have that are much better if you choose to go for them, and which options I'm looking at in the future as well. So everything you need to know about my plan of flagships and how you could plan yours as well. Sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. First and foremost, that's right, we don't have any captains on our gathering ships. I forgot to put them in. Just don't worry about it. Anyway, in today's video, I kind of want to talk more about flagships, more specifically the 3 that I'm currently working on, a potential option for you to work on instead if you start early, and why I am not going with it as well at this stage. What's the next move in terms of flagships, and in general, just a little bit of a train of thought as to how you should consider your flagships as you go by. So flagships are your commanders. They are the ones that lead the charge of your fleet. And it's very important for you to be able to focus on the correct flagships, because leveling up a flagship is a little bit tedious. You're going to need a lot of XP, and you're also going to need to be ranking these flagships up to make them stronger and unlock further skills. So in this video, I kind of want to show y'all what I'm going with, what I've been working on, what you should consider as well. And obviously, like, what are the decisions behind, what are the thoughts behind these decisions? The Artemis is one of the, if you're spending money in the game, the Artemis is one of the bigger no-brainers for frigates, especially during spending events where you get extra rewards for spending money in the game for gaining Corium, essentially. You can unlock a lot of Artemis blueprints, which will allow you to skill them up further. When it comes to flagships, you have the flagship skills, and they are determined based on your flagship rank. Now, you can rank your flagship as you gain blueprints and spend resources, and just simply modify, and that's that. The higher the rank of your flagship is, the better your skills are. And as you can see on the next level, Fortified Frigates defense will go up another level. So this is why you want to, when you're thinking about which flagships you want to work on, you want to make sure you're working on ones that you have an access to blueprints for, and that you're going to be ranking up to make them stronger. Now, the one thing you should know is that you don't necessarily need to max rank them. It would be nice, but you can keep an eye on what each level progresses, and when you reach a level you're comfortable with, you can stop there if you have the ability to just push flagships. So the Artemis is a frigate defense flagship. It's focused primarily on frigates. There are 3 types of fleets of ships in this game. We have the frigates right here, you have the destroyers, and you have the cruisers. What you're going to be looking for is you're going to be looking for at least 3 war flagships. That would be 1 per type, although destroyers don't seem to be that much in the meta per se. More focus is put on cruisers and on frigates. And so what I would say is, first and foremost, start working on your frigates and cruiser ships. And in that case, there's an interesting situation, because when it comes to the Artemis, it's a really, really nice legendary flagship. But for the cruisers, you actually have the Brontes. Now, the Brontes is a epic ship. You're going to get much more blueprints of it. It's much more accessible. You'll be able to rank it quicker and gain more skills through that. And so my personal advice is start with the Brontes if you can as an epic, and probably the Artemis as a legendary, and then work your way through it. Also, of course, training, building the correct ships for the correct flagships themselves. Keep in mind that the Brontes is also a kinetic weapon flagship, which means you're going to want to try to go into your warships. Wow, I keep mixing those up. And you want to train the types of cruisers that will have the right weaponry. So in this scenario, tier 7s are kinetic weapons. And so if we go back really quickly, the Brontes is a kinetic weapon as well. So T7s actually work really well when it comes to the Brontes itself, and that's why I've been training them non-stop. Every tier has a different type of weaponry, and it jumps every 2 tiers. So essentially, tier 6 cruisers are lasers, tier 5s go back to kinetics, tier 4s, again, lasers. So evens are lasers and odds are kinetic. So the number one thing you should consider is when you hit, for example, tier 8s, these are going to be less useful for, they're great, right? Tier 8s are still stronger by all means and standards, but really the tier 9s are going to fit really well with your Brontes. So you want to make sure that when you're unlocking these flagships and building them up, you're also building the correct type of ships for them. Shout out to Q for helping me out with all this information in the earlier stages of the game. So the Brontes is definitely my number one recommendation to start working on, and of course the Artemis with it. I've also leveled up the Hades for the destroyers. I kind of like having it. I'm pretty sure that I can make some changes here. She shouldn't be here more than likely. At the end of all of this, I've been playing with captains a little bit, and this is a flagship. She's doing some flagship attack stuff, so it's not the worst thing on earth, but I can definitely see myself making some changes here. Keep in mind, you can always reset your flagships, but you are indeed a little bit limited on flagship reset tokens. So you really want to make sure you don't use up all your tokens, and you just don't make the mistakes that I made. I made a 1 reset, and I'm okay with the reset that I went through, but be aware that you're limited on how many resets you got. So bear that in mind. So my 3 go-tos right now, as you can see, are these guys right here for the 3 types. We obviously have also modified up our gatherers as much as we could. I mean, I can still modify some. It's a little expensive on the resources. Definitely worth the investment, though. We got to get our Argo leveled up further. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. And I mean, Achilles is going to take a while. But there is an alternative. There's actually an alternative to what I did, and there's also the future of what I'm going to do. And the alternative is called the Titan. If you have the ability to win Galaxy Stars and to do the first event, which gives you a bunch of Titans, the Titan is one of the best ships out there when it comes to cruisers. You can actually cruiser Titans out the wazoo. The sad part about it is, I mean, you can pretty much use it almost with anything. It's not really specific for a set of troops. You have warship buffs, you have warship range, you have missile effect, so you're looking for missile attackers. As you can see, it's an assault and attack fleet flagship, which is not necessarily a specific type of flagship. But this guy is insanely strong if you can obviously get enough pieces of it to keep leveling it up. Now remember, for the record, once you've unlocked a legendary, the majority of them are available in the blueprint shop, so you can make the decision to buy Artemises in here, to buy Titans in here, so forth and so on. So as you can see, all of our legendaries that we've unlocked we're now able to buy in the shop. Unfortunately, though, this is still limited, so some legendaries don't exist in here. Keep that in mind. At least they don't exist for now, because I guess we haven't unlocked them, or they just don't exist there. What's coming in the future that's really important for you to know about flagships is the bad boy, none other than the Cyclops. This is the Cruiser's legendary flagship. This is the big boy. If you haven't gotten your Titan, if you're already closer to the middle, and you know that you're not going to do too many Galaxy Stars, you can start saving your life savings to get the Cyclops, because the Cyclops is going to be a nutty ship. It's essentially the legendary version of the Brontes, and so this is what you're looking for your cruisers. This is absolutely a must if you want to be at the top. And my future flagship is going to be this one right here. Hopefully it'll be available in the blueprint shop. So I haven't bought any blueprints from there yet, because once I get my Galaxy Star and unlock this, if I can buy the blueprints, this is shooting up in place in ranks as much as I can lift it. So this is your end game goal, quote unquote. You want to get to here through Galaxy Stars. It will come out in the future as part of Galaxy Stars, if I'm not mistaken. In the early stages of the game, you will have the Titan instead in Galaxy Star. If you do that early on, it's great. It's probably one of the best ships out there for the early to mid stage of the game. But again, if you're looking to focus specifically and save up a little bit, the Brontes is going to do an amazing job for you in the early to mid stages until you get your Cyclops leveled up and ready to rock and roll. And even if you don't, having an epic blueprint capability, you can really rank this guy up all the way through and through, unlock some skills, get some more warship attack, get all that good stuff. And out of all of them, I would say this is the highlight. Now we're going to make separate videos on each and every single one of these different flagships, and ignore the gear. I've been playing with gear. You can see the Brontes doesn't even have one of the shields, because I've been mixing and matching stuff to try things. But we're going to do specific videos about every single one of these with the best configurations, the best sets of troops, fleets that you can have for them, and with the tiers and with the equipment and the gear and all that good stuff. So make sure you're subscribed down below for when that comes out. I would honestly say, yet again, the Artemis, the Hades, and the Brontes could be your go-tos. Obviously, you want some gatherers as well. You don't really need to level up your gatherers. It's not that important. I really shouldn't have even done this, but that's okay. Not the biggest of deals. What you do want to do with them, though, is rank them up as much as humanly possible. As you can see, I messed around with a few of these. Actually, I sent out the wrong ship. I just realized that my Jason stayed home. Oh, well. If we could have some presets, that would be really nice, Camel. But we're going to talk about that offline. For now, what do you guys think about my decisions? What do you think about my choices? Not all of this is perfect. Some of this is very messed up and still has some work to get done. It is what it is, though. We're working and learning, and, you know, it's not going to be the perfect run, but that's why this channel is here. That's why we do videos twice a week for you guys to learn from my mistakes and do better in this game than I'm doing. For now, I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Pretty soon, I'm sending you to drop a like on this video, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next Infinite Galaxy video sooner rather than later. Take care and have a good one. Peace.